I've already taken the step of taking the valve core out of the valve stem. That is to let all the pressure out of this tire so that we can break down the bead. Okay? Notice I've got my safety glasses on. If I'm going to come in here with this, I'm going to have to be careful not to let this hit my rim, or if I have a valve, a tire pressure sensor that is located in here on this valve stem or anywhere in here, I'm going to damage it if I come in at the valve stem core. So what I need to do is make sure that I turn my tire enough so that it's away from the tire sensor or tire valve. So now I'm going to grab it by the back of the rim and flip it around 180 degrees. Other side, and now that whole bead is broken down. Okay, some tires are a little more difficult depending on how low profile the tire is. I hit the rim there, I had to let off my pedal. Now I'm working the right hand pedal over here. Down with the right hand pedal. In, I gotta lift up on it to pull it out. It does have a little free wheel here where I can pull it with my hand on this. Now that bead's down. Leave that handle up there. We're gonna have to throw this rim up here. So use your knees or use your legs. All the way down. That's going to sit down. You're going to use your left pedal, down on the left pedal. This is going to tighten on the pads on the rim and hold this tire on here for you. Now we have the shoe, which will take our tire off. Bring down the shoe, bring out your tool. Okay, you're going to have to manipulate the rubber a little bit to push the tire down, and then get your tool in there, pry this up, hit the right hand button down, and it turns this machine to the right. Now we've got our bead. I had to manipulate the tire with my hand over here to get it to pop off. And once you do a couple of these, you'll get the hang of it. You got to reach down for the second bead. I missed it. Now mind you, when I'm doing this, I have to actually pull this tire up into the median section of the rim so that we got room to move it. Up again. Hit the pedal. And of course right now you can't see what I'm doing with the shoe, but there's a certain location on the shoe that you use this pry bar. So there's my tire off, old tire in the pile. Now we got to prepare for the new tire. So what we're going to want to do here is remove this valve stem. So I've got a valve stem tool. What this does is screws down on the threads of where the valve cap goes on the valve stem. So pry against the rim, pop it out, two pieces broken in half, it's out of the hole. Unscrew it from the tool in the garbage. Now what we need to do is grab our wire brush. There's many different tools you can use. Here's a nice little wire brush that fits into our valve stem core hole. I'm going to clean that out really nice because we got a lot of corrosion and dirt in there. Okay, we're done with that. Now we're going to bring our air over. This is just a little trick I do. And my air nozzle's over here, or my air pedal. Clean that hole out. And then now we're going to put a new valve stem in. So I've got my new valve stem. I'm going to want to take the valve cap off. Okay. Take the valve stem core out. This is so that we can flow max air into the tire while we're trying to set the bead. So again, we need our valve stem tool, and we're going to lube up the valve stem a little bit so it slides right in. And screw that onto there. As you can see, it takes a little bit of patience sometimes to get that on there right. Okay, depending on the day that you're having. Okay, so here we are. There we go. Really easy just to pry that in there. You can tell it's seated because it snaps. It's a very quiet little snap noise, but now we need to clean our rim, the bead of our rim. So I'm going to do that and use my right hand pedal to move this tire around while I do it. This makes sense to me to do it like this. So I'm cleaning off the corrosion and the old bead sealing material that was on there before. Okay, those are clean. So now what we're going to do is put some bead sealer on this. Prepare our rim for our tire. And again, I'm going to use my pedal to sweep this rim around. And again, I'm going to hope to eventually get some better stuff in here, but of course we're not a shop, we are just a school, so okay. So we've got our bead sealer on the tire. We've got our new tire behind us right here. Bring that up. And at this point, I've got 2 tires mounted on a directional vehicle. I got 2 more to mount. I need to pay attention where I'm at as far as my direction of rotation. And I need to flip it. I remember that I was putting these markers with the valve stem because you need to line these up, but I'm going to use the other side of the tire. So I'm also going to pay attention to where that's at because that is important. So right here I want to have my valve stem, but I am putting it on this way. Whoop. Take your time. Forget to lube the tire out. This is going to help us put that bead on there without damaging it. So here we are. Again, I need to find my mark for my valve stem. Right there it is. I want that right there. And then here we go. First bead. Roll right onto the second bead. There we go. Bring my valve stem over here to this side so I can get my air tool on there. Little manipulation of the tire and it will start sealing. Depending on the tire, it can be quite shocking. So, our machine should stop here in a second. You do want to pay attention to the gauge to make sure that you don't get into a scary area as far as the pressure. Okay, we stopped here again at 30. All right, wait a minute. 35 psi. That's where she stops. Okay, so again, I want a valve core tool. Get it ready. Pull my arrow. And again, this is why we wear safety glasses. That way I don't get hit in the eye with that small piece. And then we need our cap. Cap tight, left foot pedal up, tires off, and we're going.